Hey, gang, this is Carl White. I am your Sherpa for the day. You know what a Sherpa is? Sherpa,
What a
Steve,
great
you're
picture.
climbing up Mount Everest
Yep.
and you see these five dudes and they're taking selfies and everything. In the background, you see this one guy that's got like five backpacks on his back and he's trudging up the mountains, not taking any selfies. He's been up that mountain five times last week,
That
right? It's
brother
just
doesn't even
another
have any
trip.
oxygen. Everybody else
Yeah,
is
he's not
sucking
even sucking
oxygen.
oxygen,
He's
right?
not even using a
He's
tank.
just whistling, walking up the mountain. So I'm your Sherpa. Does that make you the mountain goat, Steve? If you're my like,
Either
how
that
did
or the backpack.
the back? So you're listening to Loan Officer Freedom, number one podcast in the world today for loan officers, and we're going to do something a little different today.
Yeah.
Is Today's topic is the five reasons they didn't use you. Five
Wow. What a great
reasons.
one, man.
Oh, so this sounds like a negative thing, but I think it's important. One of the things that I do is I sit down and think, why didn't people use me?
Yeah.
And an honest assessment,
Hmm.
and it's never their fault. It's always because of something that I did or didn't do. Yeah, something I did or didn't do. So anyway, top five reasons why somebody didn't use me. So
Hey, and hold on. I love that the fact that it's more of a perspective of if somebody didn't use me, it's not their fault. It's mine. So what
oh,
can I do to
100% of the
get better?
time.
Because it's the ownership, the responsibility of, dude, the results are my responsibility and I've got to get better. And instead of getting frustrated or bitter, dude, I love the reflection time. We talked a couple episodes back about what's the $30,000 activity, Carl. This right here is the $30,000 activity because you're thinking about how do we make it better instead of blaming people for not using you.
Yeah, and instead of blaming it on the market or blaming it on how my I don't know
They
whatever
knew me. They
competition or
should have
whatever,
known. Yeah.
like yeah they should have known. All right, so five reasons why somebody didn't use me.
Yeah.
So and how I want you to think of this is like in your town
Yep.
there was a closing yesterday and it wasn't with you. How come?
Yeah.
How come?
Well,
So
number,
Steve, there was a closing.
yeah.
There was a closing. So you're nationwide,
Yep.
right? Your branch.
Yep.
There was a closing in my neighborhood yesterday,
Right.
and Steve,
I didn't get
it
it.
it wasn't you.
Yeah.
How
Well, the
come?
first thing I think about, number one, is they don't know me. I don't have a presence. I didn't do enough to get in front of them. They just don't know me.
Yeah. All right. So stop there for a second. So the reason why that loan closed in your neighborhood where you are, or in
Yeah.
your town where you are, is they don't know you.
Yeah.
So how do we solve that problem?
Well, I think about a couple of things. I think about the agents who are in the area. I think about,
The
I mean, that's,
qualified ones, right? Well,
yeah,
the qualified agents are the
are
ones
the
that have
ones
the
doing it.
closings.
Yeah.
And here's the good news. It's not like there's all the agents need to know who you are. We're talking
No,
about the top 4%,
4%. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah.
So it's a workable number,
Yeah.
right?
Hey,
It's a
hey,
workable
Carl, I
number.
think about, like, even when you said that, I just thought about bandwidth. So I know in our membership Freedom Club, we have all of this content, things that'll help you. But one of the things I think about is, like, if I want to be more known in my market, I'm going to grab that content that we've already, it's a training on. I want the qualified list of agents, every one of them in my area. I want to do some targeted Facebook ads and social media ads that are very inexpensive. And I'm going to have a who on my team do it. So if it's what you do after the calls. So if you're not making your calls, make your calls first. But kind of after the calls, if I want to be well known, I want the target qualified agents with Facebook, Instagram, targeted ads. And that's going to give me further ahead to making sure that I've got the next opportunity for their buyer or seller.
And keep in mind that on those, and again, we have the training already on the site.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
already there. Loan
Dude,
officers
it's so good.
already are using it. My God,
Yeah.
why don't you be using it too? But it's only the top 4% of the agents are
That's
seeing
right.
your ad. Nobody else is seeing. You're not paying for the ads
Mhm.
for somebody's 16-year-old kid to watch ad.
Yeah.
You're only for like $100 a month, maybe
You can
maybe
hit
200 at the
thousands.
most.
Oh, yeah.
You can be targeting the top 5%, 4% of the agents in your area, and we'll walk you through exactly how to do that. So number one, I'd get the qualified list.
Yeah.
Number two, run the targeted social media ads
Yeah.
to them. Number three, teach classes.
Ooh,
Right, I'm gonna
good.
teach
Yeah.
classes out at the
Yeah.
association, and then I'm gonna get I'll get recordings of those classes again, and make sure that the top
Mhm.
agents, right, this 3-4% that we're talking about, that they're seeing it too. So I want people to know who I am,
That's good.
right?
I
and
like
and
it.
the good news is we don't have to have everybody.
Nope,
only
just the
the
producers.
only the
Mhm,
4%, right?
mhm.
So
I
so
like
number
it.
one, they
They
don't
don't know
know who
me.
I am.
Yep. What's number
Give me
2?
another one.
What's number 2 for you?
I would
Like
say you didn't ask.
what
You
Hey,
didn't
but
ask.
Carl, they know what I am. They know who I am. What do you mean I didn't ask?
Yeah, you know what? Every time I tell myself, because I tell myself that sometimes, Steve,
Yeah,
I go,
they
"Hey,
know
wait a
I'm a
minute,
loan
Mike.
officer.
They know what I've been doing this for
20
decades.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, more than 20 years, right? Coming up on 25. They know what I do, like whatever." And I remind myself every time I watch an ad on Walmart or
Okay.
I watch an ad on Nike.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what Nike does. I know what they make.
Yeah.
But yet they still find it necessary
To run
to
these ads.
market to me,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm,
There's not a person on earth that doesn't know what the golden arches are,
mm-hmm.
like probably almost literally the entire earth, like in the civilized earth, the civilized world.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what the golden arches are, yet they spend a lot of advertising time and dollars, a lot of resources, and reminding me
Mm,
that they're the golden arches,
yeah.
right? They're reminding me if you want a good deal, come to Walmart,
Yeah.
right? To reminding me if you want a great car, buy a Ford.
Yeah.
Like, and so all those companies, I know what they are. Who doesn't know that Ford makes a car?
Yeah.
But yet Ford, in their wisdom, knows that, hey, we need to be reminding people, we need to be
In front of
asking for the
people.
business.
Mhm.
But Steve, I don't want to be begging or I don't want to be chasing, right?
Yeah.
What do we say to those people?
Well, it goes back to we call that sales. I mean, I'm not seeing you're not crawling on your hands and knees. Carl, would you please give me? You're just asking. We have a formula we coach and help our members with, Carl, and you're the one that has really helped me with it. Is offers minus no's make you money, and who wins? The person that makes the most offers. Yeah, but they know who I am. Nope, doesn't matter. Are you asking for the business? And our buddy Frank Gray coined it this way: how are you saying goodbye? My 3x3. Do you have any friends, family, coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Can I count on you? Who do you have today that I could help get pre-approved to make sure it's a great use of your time? Every call's got to have a desired result, and every desired result has got to have an offer that's being made. Or, in my opinion, and Carl, we're both aligned on this. It's a waste of time. Don't make the call if you're not going to make the offer.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, it's asking for the business is the simplest, easiest, fastest, coolest way to build your
Yeah.
business. And anybody that tells you anything different
Yeah.
is just not.
Ask well, you got to ask them how many loans are you closing a month.
Yeah,
That's the we
it's
talk
somebody
about
trying to
that too.
hurt you, not help you. Somebody
Yeah,
trying to
that's
hurt you,
right.
not help
That's
you.
right.
So, all right. So number
Okay.
one, they
Yep.
don't know who you are.
Yep.
We
Number
talked about how
two.
to fix that. Number two, didn't ask. How do I
That
fix that, Steve?
yeah.
How do I fix ask?
Well, there's literally we have 9 scripts that'll help you. It's your foundation freedom scripts for our Freedom Club members and our Jumpstart members. You got to have a handful of closes, and I just said 2 of them are 3x3. How do you close with an agent? So you've got to know what to say that gives you the desired results. We'll help you with that.
Yeah.
Carl, hey, where would they go just before we move on? Where would they
Just
go?
go to freedomclubdemo.com,
Okay.
freedomclubdemo.com. We'll walk you through our resources available. You can do screenshots, totally
Yeah.
cool.
Hey,
Number
and listen, there's
three,
only 9 of them. So
yeah,
if
it's
how
not
do you
that hard.
do well, but the problem is you just didn't know. We didn't know. It's been
Yeah.
coming and growing and evolving over the last 20
Yeah.
years, and you realize there's only 9.
Yeah,
And
just
so you just
ask.
have yeah, you got and you'll
Just
learn. And
ask.
even if you do it messy, so what? Just say, hey, who do you have
I
I
can
can
ask
help
badly
and
and do
still win?
well.
Oh
And
yeah,
do well. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Okay, number 3.
Number three, relatable, not relatable. So I
Hey,
talked to
so
them.
talk about this one. So now they know me. I'm working to ask. I've incorporated my conversations, but why wouldn't they use me if I'm not relatable? What does that mean?
For me, it means I got a very dear friend of mine
Yeah,
that um that uses this person's a very this person's a very smart person,
yeah,
and this person has a incredible vocabulary, and they enjoy using they enjoy demonstrating their vocabulary, and I think it's puts a separation up between them and other people.
mm,
They're not relatable, like you or you go in there and try to impress them about how much you know about bar charts and bear
Oh
markets. And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
people, they just don't care, right?
Yeah.
For most people, you're going to have the engineers that are,
Yeah.
but the other 98% or probably 99% just don't care. So we can't be that stuffy banker. And I'm not
Mm,
saying we go in there like we're their new best friend and
sure.
impress them with how many jokes we can tell and here pull my finger, right? I'm not talking about that, right? I'm just talking about being relatable. I tell you what, when I thought of this one, I'll never forget. Uh, I'll never forget. I was at a church one time. This is going back probably 30 years ago, and I asked the pastor. I said, "What do you really see your job is? Like, what do you like? What do you see your job as?" He said, "I tell you what it is." He said, and he looked up on the wall, and there was these big stained glass windows, and the stained glass windows had pictures of Mary and Joseph and the three
Yeah.
wise men and
Yeah.
like the Noah, whatever, just different people. And he said, "My job, Carl, is to get these pictures on these stained glass windows and have them come alive
Mm,
and have them come as real history and not as a parable story to make
mm,
them relate, make these stained glass window people relatable." Never
mm,
forgot that. I never
mm.
forgot that.
That's a powerful lesson.
And it is. And I
Hmm.
think so. Our job is to relate to these people, uh, accept them from where
Yeah.
they are, don't browbeat them,
Yeah.
don't embarrass them, um, and talk their language, right? Don't impress them on how
So
smart
good.
I am or
Hmm.
how smart you are.
Hmm.
Uh, Treat them like they're your best, like treat them not like they're your best buddy because you might not know them that well, right?
Yeah.
But treat them like they're your neighbor who has knocked on your door and said, "Hey, man, can you help me out here?"
Yeah.
How would you talk to that person? And I
Yeah.
think being
That's so good.
relatable,
Hmm.
I think is that's been one of my things that's
Secret
worked for me.
weapons. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it is. It's one of and it's not something that it's not something that here, let me try this evil scheme. It's
You've learned that it allows you to reach even more people because it can
yeah,
relate to who Carl White is.
yeah.
And
You
dude, you're
just
super
to me,
smart, man.
being
Yeah.
relatable
Huh.
means I embrace them.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a better
Yeah.
word. So I'm picturing like a shepherd embracing the flock. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's right. All right. So number one, they don't know who you are. Number two, you didn't ask. Number three, relatable. Give me another
Hey,
one.
and I got number four because it really goes, it carries from relatable, but you need a clear plan. Why are they not working with you? Because they don't have a clear plan. We talk about it a lot when we look at people's behavior styles. Over 60% of the population, they just want to be led well. And if you'll lead them well, then they won't leave because they don't want change. They don't like change. They fear change. But you know what, Carl? I think so many times in the relatableness of it, look, it's easy to throw up, hey, here's the morning star pattern, and I'm going to watch the market because we've got this and this and this. All they want's money. And they want money that helps them have a clear mortgage plan. And when somebody's got a clear plan, they're not looking for a second option because when I've met the solution of what I'm looking for, somebody has met me where I'm at through being relatable, and I've got a plan that helps me build wealth in real estate. Why would I go look somewhere else? And not everybody's trying to rate shop you for the lowest dollar. Not everybody's trying to nickel and dime you for the fee. The challenge is they start looking when we don't have a clear process and plan, and they walk out with questions of, man, that was, I don't know what my next step is. Hey, I don't really know, that didn't answer all of my questions. And what does that really mean to my financial future? And I think, we do something called the loan consultation. And in 30 minutes, you can literally begin to build them a clear mortgage plan, which is much easier than you think. Where when they walk out, they're like, man, he answered my question. He's done what he said he's going to do. There was a process to this, and now I feel confident in going to find my home or getting financing. And hey, Carl, and I think this too, with a clear plan, that even means calling back people on time. How many times does somebody say, hey, I'm going to call you at 2, and they call you at 2:12? That happens once. They'll never say it, but you just lost a little bit of trust. Trust is built in small cap promises. And that's part of the plan is, hey, if I tell you I'm calling you at 2, literally I am ringing your phone the second it hits 2 p.m. because you know what they'll say, Carl? Steve, it is 2 o'clock. I can't believe you're calling me right at 2. And I say, well, of course I would do what I say I'm going to do.
You
And
can
I'm
count on
dropping
me.
those seeds of
Mm,
I'm trustworthy, I'm dependable, you can
mm,
count on me. Hey, listen, in our 30-minute loan consultation, we're going to go through your sales price, monthly payment, cash to close. We're going to answer all of your questions and help you build a clear mortgage plan. And when we do things like that, we're leading them so well that,
mm,
listen, they're going to say, why would I go anywhere else? I got a clear plan. I'm being led well. They're dependable, trustworthy. They're doing what they say they're going to do. Steve's my guy, which leads us, I think, to the fifth one, Carl, which is why people don't use this. And it ties directly into relatable. You got to have number 4, a clear plan. And this one is, Carl, you didn't ask for commitment.
mm.
I teed you up.
So I
I led you
asked
well.
you. So I asked you for the referral. I
Yeah.
got the referral. I'm talking to the prospect,
Yeah.
but I didn't ask for their
Mm.
commitment. So
Boy,
tell me
this
about
was,
that.
man, this was a hard, this was that get better, not bitter. After losing so many clients, you realize I'll never forget. I lost this one client. I'd been working nights and weekends. I missed my kid's soccer game, Ethan's. And then on Monday, after I helped him win the deal, knew the listing agent, missed my kid's soccer game. I'm sleeping on the couch for the weekend. And I'm like, hey, go ahead and send me over the contract. And they said, hey, Steve, I appreciate everything you did to help. But I'm going to have to shop for the lowest rate, right? And I'm like, what? Like the biggest gut punch we can
Mm,
get. And I went to Stephanie that night. And I mean, what do you say? No, don't shop. Well, they're going to shop anyway and never come
yeah,
back. Or,
yeah.
of course. And then I've given them permission, not understanding that we're not compensated unless we go to closing, all the time I spent. And so it was interesting, Carl. I went to Stephanie, my amazing wife, and we've been married 21 years. And I'm like, babe, you would have used me, right? And what she said was transformative. She said, Steve, I love you, but I wouldn't have. And I said, Steph, come on, this good looking man that you married, like we're together. And she said, in the very thing she said that changed everything for me was she said, you never asked for my commitment. You assumed that I was going to work with you. If you would have asked for my commitment and I committed, I would have never shopped. But you
Mm,
didn't ask, you assumed. And when she said that, it literally began to transform our business. And it's something we incorporate in our membership here. But I began to realize, wow, one way to make sure that they're going to work with you, or at least know where you stand, is don't assume, ask for commitment with one phrase. Is there anything that would prevent me from being your lender? And it doesn't mean somebody still doesn't leave 3 months from now, but it means more of the people are staying because they've made a commitment. And I
mm,
think, Carl, after we've become relatable, after we've given a clear plan, if we're not asking for the commitment, there's another opportunity for somebody not to work with us, or us to assume they are and be sorely disappointed when they were going to shop the whole time.
mm. Good stuff, man. I
Man,
really like this. Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of take home messages here. I guarantee all of us in all 5 of these areas have areas
yeah,
to work on. And yeah, would love to help you work on them.
yep,
freedomclubdemo.com, freedomclubdemo.com. Get a demonstration of what we do in the Freedom Club. Is a group of some of the top producing loan officers in the nation, and would love to walk you through, show you what's available on the website, the training that's available, the group that you can hang out with. This is just one of many of the things that we have in there where we go do a deep dive in these things. freedomclubdemo.com. Thanks for being here, Steve. You're an awesome wingman. Love flying the friendly skies with you, my brother.
love it, my man. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. See you.